Day 89. So first off, apologies for not having a day 88 yesterday. I was travelling all day and there wasn't really any time or space to sit down and record a video. And the outcome of that is that I'm now in Barbados. So we'll be vlogging from here for the next week, and that's got its own kind of challenge because Barbados is 5 hours behind GMT. So we'll effectively be recording 5 hours before I previously would have done, which will hopefully allow me a little bit more time to actually phrase my thoughts and feelings on things rather than having to try and rush through stuff just to be able to get a video done with all of the other demands that are in my life when I'm at home. And that's already allowed a little bit of space to kind of realign and reassess why I started this 100-day journey and what's happened over the last 89 days and what's going to happen over the next 11 days, and trying to get to the bottom of whatever is the driver that gives me the impetus to want to do this in the first place. And I was chatting to one of the people that I'm staying with at the moment, who you might meet in the next few days, I don't know, but we were talking about whether or not I'm going through this process for my own benefit or with a desire to try and help other people, or, you know, what is the reasons that I'm still getting up each day and why am I still making a video, why am I publishing a video? And I didn't really have an answer to that question, because if I'd have set an end goal for myself after 100 days for my own personal well-being and my sense of value and worth and all those things, if I'd have set that on day one, I'm already kind of past where I thought I would potentially end up in the best of outcomes. So it's not necessarily that I'm going through this process to try and gain something myself, but then equally, I remember on day one thinking and saying, if this whole journey helps even one person, then it's worth doing and worth committing to. And in the first 10 days, there were literally hundreds of people that got in touch, and there's been lots of messages of thanks or gratitude and people sharing that they've been affected in some way and it had a positive influence on their lives. So it's kind of fulfilled that goal as well that I would have set on day one. And if I'm totally honest, I think I'm now, because I'm so close to the 100-day mark, it seems ridiculous not to reach the 100-day mark, having come all this way and for the sake of the next 11 days finding stuff to talk about and relating my experiences of life. So I guess in part it is down to that promise and commitment that I made 8 to 9 days ago, but that also brought about the realisation that actually sometimes I don't know the answers to things. I don't know why something happens or what happens in certain situations, and that's kind of okay. And I think that in itself is something worth sharing, because that is ultimately something that we tend to hide, much like the mental health stuff. The fact that I just don't know something, I don't know the answer to something, we tend to hide that as well. And ultimately, I suppose, not knowing is just kind of a fact of life. And overall, it's been a lovely couple of days, and now probably settled down in Barbados, and we're just off out to a barbecue in the sun. So share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.